Actually, Ren in real life is so mean. Let me just tell you guys something. Ren tried to kill me.
Enna like hates like rides, right? Like she hates like rides that are like scary, fast, anything. There was one part where Ren, like he was like,
so I'd been there before as well. And so I was like, oh, Enna, I know the rides you can go on. Like, this one will be fine for you. This one will be fine for you.
So there's this ride called Indiana Jones.
It's probably one of the best rides in Disney Sea. And I was like, Enna, you can do it. This one's not even that bad. This one's like a family ride. And I was like, yeah, like it's not gonna make you motion sick or anything. Like it'll be fine. It's gonna be good.
He made it sound like we were riding this slow ass thing. And the thing is like, while we were waiting in line, there were like kids in line. You know, there were kids that were like 13 or 12. And I was like, if they can go on it, then yeah, I can go on it too.
so he convinces Enna to go on the ride. I've never been on the ride before, so I didn't know like what it was like.
You know, and I genuinely believe that because I remember going on the ride and just being like, coming off just being like, that was really fun. Like that's one for the whole family. You know what I mean?
Bruh. That was like the most intense ride at the park. I swear to God. That and like the other one.
Throughout the entire 1.5 hours, I didn't even think that it was gonna be like that bad. You know, there were some times where I was like, what if this ride is really like scary? And you know, I would ask Ren again. I'd be like, dude, is this ride really okay? And then Ren would just be like, oh yeah, don't worry. There was like this safety video, okay? In my head, I'm like, why do you need to put out a safety video? There's so many examples on the video saying like, okay, put your stuff in the front pockets of the seat. Keep your hands in and put on your seatbelt. And I was like, why do you need a seatbelt for a very underwhelming ride? I did think about it for a second and I asked Ren again. I was like, Ren, why do they have a safety video? And Ren was just like, well, it's just to keep you safe.
Like literally, yo, Ren, I don't know if Ren lied to try to get her on the ride to see her reaction or what.
I think they take a picture like mid-ride or something. So I was looking at these photos of these strangers screaming on a poster and I was like, Ren, why are they screaming? And Ren was just like, cause they're having a lot of fun, Enna. That's gonna be you and me. And I was like, okay.
But I guess I forgot how bumpy the ride was.
So we get to the front of the line at the Indiana Jones line.
I was in the first row with Enna and Kyo.
I realized that if I go in first, I'd be sitting on the edge. And you know, like, I was like, okay, it shouldn't be bad because, you know, again, it's an underwhelming ride and you're just riding it to look at things. But there was like this voice inside my head. Don't go on the edge. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I look at Kyo, who's like 183 centimeters now because of his like fucking steroids. I looked at him like, you're going in first, please, and thank you.
She sat between me and Ren.
And Ren was really excited, you know, Ren was like, Enna, you're gonna love this ride, you know, with his raspy, psychopathic voice. I was like, oh, okay, I'm excited, Ren. But also at the same time, I was getting kind of scared because like there's seatbelts, and then the lady was like, please tighten up your seatbelts. And I was like, oh, okay. So I start getting really nervous, you know. I feel like something bad's gonna happen. I just feel it.
And then before the ride started, I had like a feeling that I should put this shit in my pockets into like the bag in the back of the seat. So that way it didn't fly out.
And then the ride starts. And immediately the ride goes at like fucking, I don't even know. Like it goes to the speed of like an airplane. It just goes like shoo. So like immediately, instinctively, I grab onto both Ren and Kyo's arms. My left side, I was grabbing onto Ren. My right side, I was grabbing onto Kyo. So I was like, okay, I'm ready. It's like they were like, shoo, and then you stop. And then there's like this thing on the television that says, please put all your belongings in the pocket in front of you. And then it was like, please tighten your seatbelt. And I was like, and at that point, my heart just dropped. I'm not even joking, chat. My heart dropped all the way to my pussy. Like, oh my God, it was the most terrifying thing I've ever experienced in my life.
And it started.
So, hold on, let me give you a simulation, okay?
And it was fine at the start, we started going a little faster. And then it got really bumpy. And it's like bumping up and down. We're like, you know, like that. And then I was like, oh shit.
She literally had her eyes closed and was screaming for her dear life.
My eyes were just like, I couldn't actually, even if I wanted to open them, they wouldn't open. As soon as we started riding, the ride felt like it was gonna go down. We were going down a really, really like steep slope. I've never screamed so hard in my life.
She like fucking like grabbed my shirts and started screaming. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't even think the screaming was her at first. Like, I really did not think it was her. It did not sound like her at all. Like, the scream was like so guttural and like so different. Like, I've never heard her scream this loud in my life.
This fucking ride went like super down a slope, then it went up, it went super, super duper fast, then it turned left, then it turned right, then it went down again. At some point, even though I was in pure fear, my entire body completely just discarded Ren's arm. I was like, fuck this psychopath, man. Get away from me. Even in complete fear of the ride, there was still a part of my brain was just like, don't touch this man. This man has tricked the entire internet in the world into believing that he is a good person.
I looked over at Enna, and she's just she was just like holding on to like the handrail and like close to Kyo, like kind of like holding on to Kyo as well, just being like screaming her lungs off. And I just like looked over and I was like, oh fuck, I think I fucked up.
And I'm sorry that I almost literally killed Kyo because I was grabbing onto him so hard. Like, you know how some people go to like amusement parks to have the experience of like a girl grabbing onto them like kawaii? No, I almost gave him his 10th surgery. I'm not even joking. Like, I almost ripped his guts open, which I am very apologetic for. I kept apologizing. I've never apologized to Kyo in my life, except for this time.
Enna at one point like grabbed onto my shirt and like fucking like whipped me one direction, and like my pockets, bro, everything would have slid out of my pocket. Like literally everything. Like I would have lost fucking everything. I'm so glad I put my shit in that little bag, because if I didn't, Enna would have made me lost my wallet, my sunglasses, and my phone, bro. She was like screaming and just grabbing on the shit, and I'm so glad I listened to my inner thoughts, and I was like, maybe you should put these in here just in case. Because damn, she would have fucking ripped my shit out of my pockets and like thrown it out, bro.
Ren almost killed 2 people. Not only would he have almost killed me if I actually died on that ride, but he would have killed Kyo too, because I would have killed Kyo.
And I was looking at Kyo, and Kyo just looks back at me, just like, he's just laughing his head off, just like trying. And I was dying on that ride. And I felt so bad.
I was dying laughing the whole time. I'm not gonna lie, listen. She was screaming, but like I was laughing my ass off, bro. Like it was so funny to me how like starkly different this was from like how she normally behaves.
So like we dropped, and I low-key almost fainted. I'm not even joking. Like, if the drop wasn't like, the drop was pretty short, but it was even a second longer, I would have fainted. Like, I felt like my conscience was gonna go out. But I didn't, because Kyo's laugh was the only thing keeping me conscious. It was so loud, my ears were like ringing.
And then we got off the ride, and she looked so done.
You know, my knees were shaking, my hands were shaking. Ren looks at me with his fuckboy face, and he was like, Enna, are you okay?
Enna, I'm so sorry. I thought that was... I remember it being better than that, and she was like...
And then she was like, I'm never trusting you again. She was like, I hope you have a miserable time on your next fucking ride. Like, she was so pissed.
And I was like, no, please, I'm sorry. And then Kyo was like, he's like, damn, Ren, you're fucked. You're like, how could you do that to Enna? I was like, no, no, it wasn't on purpose. And he's like, you totally did that on purpose. So I was like, no, it wasn't. I'm sorry.
I've never seen her this scared in my life. Like, she was screaming for dear life, bro.
Enna, I hope you will trust me again one day. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh man. But yeah, so that was pretty much